What it is, Brad Lea back again with another episode of Dropping Bombs today in the studio, folks. Real treat for you. As always, Albert Preciado's in the house. What's going down, Albert?
What's going down? Just, another year. Learn a lot. And I think that right now, most importantly than anything is the people need to learn from people that have done it for a lot of years, like decade after decade. And one of the people that have made a big difference in my life is you. Like I always mention a lot of names, but you told me to start a driven event. You told me to start building and working on my personal brand. And you told me a lot of things, going live, things like that. So I just executed, but it took me a while. But I think it's very important for people to learn and remain humble, hungry, and coachable.
Are you glad you took my advice?
Yeah, very, very glad.
What if you didn't take my advice when you took my advice? Going back all the way to advising you to start Driven. If you guys don't know Albert Preciado, you follow him at, is it the Albert Preciado?
Yeah, the Albert Preciado.
The Albert Preciado on Instagram. A lot of you guys know who he was or is. He's been on my podcast, but he has a annual Driven event that gets pretty big. And then that's speared off into masterminds, all kinds of things. So are you glad you took my advice to start that Driven thing?
I think you give the most valuable advice, and people that watch your dropping bombs, they get a lot of value from it, but they have to go execute. So for me, it took me a long time to execute. I should have executed faster.
Not on Driven.
It took me a few years.
No, it didn't.
Maybe a year.
Not even close. Dude, you remember you said, hey, how do you get me on Grant's podcast or Grant's stage?
10X stage, yeah.
Yeah. And I said,
well, he never gave me.
I didn't say it to you, I don't think, because I didn't know you very well then. So I didn't say he's never going to put you on. I just thought I knew he wouldn't ever do that. So I said, you should just start your own. Number one, you got the Latino market, and I didn't know of any big Latino stages at the time.
Yeah.
I don't even think there is any still.
There isn't.
Who is a Latino guru?
What you mean by guru? Like professional influencer?
People out there teaching entrepreneurship, skills, business, make money, personal branding.
There isn't any. Like you have Brad Lea, you have Grant Cardone, you have Patrick Bet-David, you have Tony Robbins. You don't have an Hispanic, a Latino that's doing that.
Except Alberto Preciado.
That's right.
Yeah. So are you glad you took my advice? But you took it fast, bro. I told you start your own, and it seemed like, it may have been a year, but it seemed like a couple months later, dude, you were doing the first Driven.
Yeah. I act fast, but it took me a little while. I should have done it faster.
What year was it?
2016 was when we started.
2016. And now we're on Driven what?
We're going on Driven 9 now.
And each one is bigger and better than the one before.
Yeah, bigger and better. But what people don't understand is that there's always ups and downs. So I think that when the economy is not as easy as it is most of the time, you got to pivot and you got to change things around. So one of the things that I've been doing differently is I've been hiring now closers. So like these guys are my army. They close deals. Like I have this guy right here, Nemo. He got a $12,000 check a week ago, a $7,000 check the week before that. So we are now building the Driven sales army, and we are reaching more people, running ads, doing a lot of things that I never did before. And so with my business background, now I'm applying the business stuff that I know into the Driven enterprises company.
And where do you get Driven Army from? Driven
Army? Well, he was part of the army. He's he's like, we're an army. So they said, hey, you know what? I'm leaving at 5 a.m. And they said, well, let's all leave together because armies travel together. And so we have the army here, Driven Army. But we're like, he's army.
Do you remember the LSVT Army?
I remember you had that.
Which spun off the Elliott Army, and now the Driven Army. Shit, you call me General Lee. I'm starting all these armies.
You are, yeah, 100%.
So obviously you don't regret starting Driven. Do you regret a lot of the hate you get? Because you get some hate, don't you?
I don't really look at them. Like what hate are you talking about?
Well, I mean, like sometimes I'm reading your posts and, people's like, this guy's full of shit and da 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 da. And, at the end of the day, if you're full of shit, dude, you've been proving them wrong for going on what, 10 years, damn near 10 years.
Yeah. But you know what? I was speaking to a billionaire friend. So he's a billionaire friend. I was speaking to him earlier today, and we're talking about like people that are on social media and people that are saying they make $1 million a week, they make $1 million a month, they make millions a year, whatever the case is. But he was talking about, hey, there's certain people that, if you make so much money, you make millions, then those people really don't talk about it. Like people that are real billionaires, they don't say on social media that they're billionaires. People that are there's people that have businesses, real businesses, where the businesses make them millions, versus people that don't have businesses and make millions online. I'm not saying one's good, one's bad, but I learned from people like that. So because I met you opened the door to other people, which led to another relationship. So like you talk a lot about networking. Networking is huge. Like the more people you know, the more money you're going to make, especially if you know more successful people. But this guy, a friend, he lives close to me, and we always have like dinner like every other week, and we talk about stuff, and he tells me a lot of things that make a lot of sense. So for me, I think my next big move is now that I didn't know how to make money online, because I just started a mortgage company, which led to a real estate company. I made millions through businesses. And then I started getting into the online social media space, which is a very, very exciting industry, because $1 billion are made a day, I found out.
Mm. How close are you? What piece of that is yours?
I only make a quarter. Right now I'm making $250,000 a month, just with the masterminds that I do every month. So I'm doing 2 masterminds a month. And I started by doing 1 every 6 months. So it's very simple. I just said, well, I'm going to do a mastermind where I teach people business, because that's what I know. I'm a business teacher, and I'm going to teach them business, and I'm going to have 1 a month. So I started doing like 1 every 6 weeks, and it turned out really good. $5,000 times 10, people show up. And then I said, well, it's really good, so let me do it twice a month. So I started doing it twice a month. And then some of the bigger months where we have 31 days and the Saturdays fall into place, we could do 3 a month, every other weekend. So they work really well. And then these people, they come to the mastermind, they get so much value from it that they're like, okay, you know what? I want more. I want to be part of your bigger inner circle, like the $30,000 mastermind group, where it's like, you know Andrew Tate? Mm-hmm. So like my inner circle is like his war room. So it's like higher level people that make more money, more successful people, and it's a more exclusive inner circle. So they go there, they upgrade to the inner circle, and then some of them become driven investors, where like they want to invest in driven.
So what's the difference between the 2 masterminds?
The 5K mastermind is just 1 Saturday, and they get 1 year of my weekly Zoom calls. But the inner circle is 3 weekends, so it's more intimate. And I have billionaire teachers. I have teachers that sold companies for hundreds of millions. So it's a higher level group of individuals, but it's more limited. It's $30,000 versus 5K.
Tell everybody where you like came from.
Well, my parents, they made me in Mexico, but I was delivered in the US. So I'm a very proud Mexican, but I'm a very proud American, that because America gave me the opportunity to go after my dreams. I remember one thing, the best thing you did, because you don't do it. You don't do it because you want to make fun of people, but you are like a bully. So indirectly, without even trying, you bully people, but you bully them in a good way. So I remember like the first time I came here, my accent was worse, and
same as it is now.
And you were saying, and you were like poking at me, and you were like saying, like making fun of some words and things like that. And yeah, I was not used to being on camera or in front or on the mic. And I don't know if you remember, but I was right there next to you. And then we put Grant Cardone on the TV, and we were doing like a podcast stream, all 3 of us. And I'm not that confident. It's like one of my first times.
Yeah, but see, I didn't know that. See, when I do it to people, I don't know that they're lacking confidence.
Yeah.
I just assume that they're confident and we're all having fun.
But you've done thousands of shows, and like it's my first or second or third one, and I have you and Cardone, and you guys are going at me, and that can easily break somebody, or it can push somebody to like, hey, you know what, I got to get better. So what it did for me is like I said, you know what, like I belong here, like I got to get better. Like next time that I'm on the camera with a Brad Lea or a Grant Cardone, I have to do a better job. So the only thing that it did for me was it motivated me to get better, to be better, and to not give up. So like you've been very motivational in my career as an entrepreneur.
Sounds like you owe me some money.
I do.
Yeah, you should bust me out a check for all this success I drove your way.
Well, you were the reason why I started Driven.
Yeah, that's why it's called Driven, because I was driving all the success your way.
Yeah.
Now, the other day we were sitting there and you said, you know, that I should take the advice I give you in a lot of cases. What do you mean by this?
I think you don't think big enough of about yourself. I think that you're better than what you think you are.
Why do you think I think so less of myself?
I don't think you think less of yourself. I don't think you think how big you are. I think you're bigger than like a lot of these people out there online.
So you think I'm bigger than I think I am?
Yeah.
Well, again, how big is that? How big am I? What do you mean by big?
You're bigger than. So let's talk about the top. Who are the top 3 business influencers on Instagram, per se, or YouTube that you could think of?
Business, I'd probably say obviously Tony Robbins, king of rock and roll. He's the godfather of them all, right? You got Gary V. You got, there's a bunch of them. Grant Cardone.
So you named 3.
Patrick David.
I think you're bigger than them.
Oh, well, in what way?
Well, I don't think you're bigger than them right now in views and money coming in every year or every month. But I am 100% certain that if you just dial in and execute on what you already know, for sure you're bigger than all 3 of them.
So what you're saying is I have the potential,
yeah,
to be bigger than all of them.
You have it, yeah.
I would agree, but again, I mean, depending on how you define big.
Well, more money, more views, more fame, more.
Well, I think anyone could be bigger than they are.
But you have it though. You have the personality, you have the knowledge, you have everything. You just you just don't execute fully to your potential.
Maybe it's because I've never wanted to do that. Like again, I'm not a coach and a guru.
Yeah, but
I'm a businessman.
We have like somebody like Neil Patel. He's a businessman. He started his company, and his company runs without him.
Does he coach?
He doesn't.
Right. Neither do I.
Why do you think people that say they make a lot of money, like some coach, some don't? Because like why Neil Patel doesn't really have to coach people, right?
Well, again, people, when I say I'm not a coach, I don't mentor and things, because people always hit me up, do you mentor? And I say no. And then they're like, well, I just saw you do this thing. Well, number one, half the reasons I'm doing the live events and the little coaching things that I do when I do them is to show people like you or other people that I do business with how to do it. And it makes no sense to, not be able to show them how to do it. So not everybody just did it like you. Some of them need to see how you do it. So I do some, but I don't make my money from coaching. I don't have a coaching program where, every day I'm out trying to sell a coaching program. You don't see me selling a coaching program. You don't see me selling courses, even though I have courses, and I actually have a coaching program. I have 2, as a matter of fact, Real Coaching on Wednesdays and the Fraternity, which is a new one with William Stern, on Thursdays. And I might even merge those 2. But really, that's just a weekly call. To me, dude, a coaching program means like I'm going to spend several weeks to a year diving into your business, answering your calls and your texts and your questions. I value my time. So that coaching program, if I were to put one together, would be expensive. Why? Well, because I have things to do. I'd rather be at the beach with my family than listening to you whine about why you can't figure shit out. And quite frankly, I haven't even figured everything out yet, I think. So again, you're not the only person that says it. Patrick Bet-David, as a matter of fact, said, I could be bigger than Andrew Tate. I'm like, dude, I don't know if anyone can beat that guy's presence. Like Andrew Tate murdered the game with his approach. Whatever he did, dude, everybody knows Andrew Tate. There's prime ministers and shit never heard of Brad Lea. There's prime ministers that never heard of frickin' Grant Cardone or Patrick Bet-David, but they know who Andrew Tate is. Andrew Tate murdered it. I don't think I could get bigger than Andrew Tate. Patrick Bet-David said I could. Why not? Because that's like known worldwide. What am I going to be worldwide known for? Being in business? I'd have to be a billionaire, which again, once I start getting up there a little bit more, then I would agree. And I wouldn't be bigger than Andrew Tate. I'd be as big, just like Leonardo DiCaprio and Brad Pitt. They're both big. There's no one's bigger than the other one. Everybody knows who they both are. Donald Trump is big. Now look, Kamala is big. But why? Because of the exposure they're getting. So I mean, like worldwide recognition. I'm not in a position for the recognition at this point. Now,
what about Kim Kardashian though? Kim Kardashian is bigger than Leonardo DiCaprio and Brad Pitt
not combined. Maybe her ass.
Her net worth?
No. Well, again, we're not talking about net worth, bro. We're talking about being known, fame.
She has more followers, I think.
Familiarity.
I think she's more famous than them.
Than who?
Than Leo.
Are you out of your damn mind, bro?
Look up their followers.
It doesn't matter, dude. First of all, once you get like 10, 20, 30, 40 million real followers, you can go buy the next 50 million and people believe they're real. And when they get rid of followers, Kardashian, a lot of those huge accounts drop by 20, 30 million followers. So number one, you don't know how many followers they actually have. But the question is if Kim Kardashian went into a mall and Leonardo DiCaprio went into a mall, who would get attacked? Both of them.
Both of them, yeah.
Yeah, they're equal. They're A-list celebrities.
What about Andrew Tate, Kim Kardashian,
Andrew Tate,
and Leo?
Nope, same thing, dude. Andrew Tate walks in to a mall. Kim Kardashian walks in, I'll bet you Tate gets mauled just like she does. Maybe not as much because number one, she's a female. Number two, he might, drop kick him. You might second guess approaching him. But dude, as far as people knowing who they are, everybody knows who Andrew Tate is. Unless I'm crazy, but I've never met anyone that doesn't know. Like celebrities know who Andrew Tate is. Kim Kardashian knows who Andrew Tate is. Kim Kardashian's kids know who Andrew Tate is, and I'll bet you Andrew doesn't know Kim Kardashian's kids. So like Andrew Tate's killed the game. There's like, I don't know of a bigger influencer that's known better, more than him.
So if you're a up and coming 25-year-old and you're getting started in business, what would you say they should focus on to build their business and to let's just say
there's a lot of things to focus on, but a personal brand is definitely one of them.
You think personal brand is going to last forever though?
Yeah.
What if they, like for how long? What if Instagram gets eliminated?
Instagram's not the only platform. And not only that, once you've built a personal brand, you've built a personal brand. The question is how do they find you?
I'm Preciado. If you like what you're watching and you want to learn from an entrepreneur that built 8 companies and makes over $30 million a year, text me at 213-277-6208 and let's make it happen.
Well, social media platforms may change, but your personal brand's still there. That's how if someone big lost their, account and opened up another one, boom, next thing you know, they're gaining massive amounts of followers because they're, oh, there he is. Oh, there he is again. Let's go. There's people, I'll give you an example. There's people with more views than all the people I've mentioned on their videos. Like more views. There's like, I forget the girl that TikTok's most viewed video ever, and all she does to music is make weird faces. Like, most viewed video. What's her name?
I think I know who
What's
you're
her
talking
name?
about. I don't know.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But you know the video I'm talking about, but you don't know the name.
What about
because she didn't leverage that and build a personal brand. She just got a lot of views. Views does not build a personal brand.
What about Ryan's World? Like he didn't build
Ryan, the toy guy, the toy kid.
Yeah. He didn't build the brand. The parents used him.
So
that's smart. What do you say? That's smart.
Well, I mean, that's depends on what you want to do.
Why can't people copy that?
Well, people can copy it, but still, a personal brand is not views. A personal brand is a reputation. It's a consistency. You have to be consistent. People have to be able to see you over and over and over and over and over. But that's what builds the personal brand. And not only that, you can have a personal brand that nobody likes and still make millions.
But you said people don't like me?
No, you get haters, bro. If you read your comments, you'd see. Let's ask your army. You ever see any hate comments? Yeah. You? Yeah.
So you think I get
They're
more?
There. Go look at our posts, dude. Someone told me, someone said someone better tell Albert he's not allowed to smoke cigars anymore because the way you were smoking, the way you were holding that cigar.
Why do you think I have so many haters? So do I have more haters than other people?
Well, you have more hate. No, I don't know. I doubt it. No, there's more haters to bigger brands. Yeah, but everybody gets hate, but
for my followers, the ratio. You think I have more haters than the usual? No,
I mean, I don't think so. I just think you definitely have it. So I'm wondering like how you handle that. Was it worth the trade?
100%.
You sure?
Well, what? So I tried posting content that is like nice, that is very professional, that is not gonna insult people, and just try to be peaceful. And then people still gave me hate. So then I said, you know what? I'm just gonna be myself. So I think one of the things, and one of the reasons why people from Brad Lea to people that are making people that are billionaires to people that are worth $1 million, people that are broke, why they like me is because I'm very real. So like I'll be the first one to tell you right now, hey, you know what? Like my mortgage company, my real estate company are not doing as well. Like they're like 80% down. Nobody's going to say that. What
if you hadn't built the brand I told you to build?
I would be out of business. I would be broke right now.
I'm the reason you exist.
We were just talking about that. Ty Lopez posted a video today. He collaborated with me on multiple flows. And for example, like no matter who you are right now, if you're watching this and you're in mortgage or real estate, and if you're saying that you're killing it, you're not. That's why you're trying to get into the online space. That's why you're trying to get into coaching. That's why you're looking at my stories, because in mortgage and real estate, you went from closing hundreds of deals a month, maybe making millions of dollars a month, to like now only making 20% of that or less. Because if my revenue is down 80%, imagine other people that don't have a brand, that don't have. So what happened is with mortgage and real estate, a lot of people went from closing 20 transactions to 1 transaction or less. So like you can't survive on that. So what really helped me is that I built my personal brand. So I started Driven, I started selling $67 products, and then that led to raising the price. And I noticed that it's easier to sell $7,000 than $67. And then those people are going to be clients for the mortgage company, for the real estate company, for the escrow company. We started Driven.
And now Driven Financial.
Driven Funding, Driven Financial, Driven Solar. You know what's working really well right now? I opened up a marketing agency. So we're doing driven ads now. So not every, but a lot of my high income customers for driven, they all join my driven ads. It's my marketing agency to run their advertising. So I have a partner.
I would call it driven traffic.
Could work. Yeah.
People want traffic.
Yeah.
Which is ads.
So this guy, Rafael, I partnered up with him. He is a former software engineer for Microsoft, one of their best guys. So Microsoft is the biggest company out there, the number one biggest company, and he left Microsoft, and now we have a marketing agency where we're helping a lot of business owners run their ads. He knows all of that from start to finish. So a lot of the people that came to Driven, they end up getting a mortgage from us, getting an escrow, buying a house, selling a house. But now we're running ads for their business, and it's all because of my personal brand. So now that company alone is making in less than 2 weeks, we're already at $50K a month. Less than 2 weeks, MRR. So like consistent revenue, like every month. And that would have been possible if we didn't have the brand that started with Driven, where you told me, hey, stop waiting for Grant Cardone, just start your own. And that's it. Like a mortgage alone, you'd be dead if you're just doing mortgage and that's it. You'd be dead right now.
Aren't those rates coming down right now?
Very slowly, but it's nothing.
It's still not the boom it was.
Not at all, bro. Like people.
What would you do if you were in real estate as an agent? What pivot would you make?
I would get out of it.
You'd get out of real estate?
Yeah.
Or just pick up something else while you're slow.
Well, if you know how to sell, the problem with real estate is not that the market is bad. It's that people don't know how to sell. So if you know how to sell, you'll still be able to be a good real estate agent. Because I have real estate agents that are doing good, but it's only like 10% of them. 90%.
So it weeds out the weak.
Yeah, but if you're good in sales, you could do a lot of things. But the problem is not being good in sales. If like right now, I believe that we are in a recession. We've been in a recession. People are going to be like, "Oh, he's stupid. He's wrong." We've been in a recession. Like at least for real estate and mortgage, when you go down 80% or more, when you go from 7.5 million homes sold 2 years ago to less than 4 million now, that is a big dump.
Well, I'm happy to see it personally.
Yeah, like Google debt in
you don't
in
even
the
want to
nation.
know why I'm happy to see it?
Why?
Because homes were overpriced. They still are.
Yeah.
Yeah. Freaking assholes. Like,
So-
dude, I remember, $5 million houses were like mansions. Now a $5 million house, like you're just on the track neighborhood in some places.
Yeah.
$5 million can still get you a beautiful home somewhere, but
Yeah.
a lot of places they're just overpriced, dude. The houses I used to see for $2-3 million are now $10 and $11 million, and I'm not exaggerating.
Yeah.
And now the $3 or $4 million houses are like the old $600,000-$700,000.
You think the
houses.
market's going to crash where we're going to have 2008 again?
I hope so. I hope everyone learns their lesson and quits getting greedy. No, I'm just joking.
I mean, I think it's already crashing.
Yeah, it's already. Well, I don't know. BlackRock, they're buying up all the houses.
Yeah, but
Vanguard and BlackRock and State Street, they're buying entire developments for rent.
Mm-hmm.
So it's becoming a renter's nation, as your boy Grant predicted a while back, and it's happening. And these guys realize they can buy the houses, and if the inventory is not on the market, guess what? Prices go up. So I think the prices are being propped up when I wish they'd come down, but only for selfish reasons. Why? Because I want to go snatch a $2-3 million house, but they're $10 million now. And it's like, damn, that's just overpriced. And I feel like if I buy it, then it's going to crash. And all of a sudden it's going to come back to what it should be worth. And then I'm going to be sitting there in a hole.
Why would you buy a house though?
Because I like to own my shit.
Yeah, but billionaires don't buy houses.
Billionaires buy houses, bro. Don't believe the hype.
Billionaires buy
People
homes,
buy houses, or there wouldn't be a market.
You know how billionaires buy houses? They pay him cash.
I was gonna say
They pay him
pretty
cash,
easily.
but
they point at him.
Yeah, but they don't. To them, buying a house for $30 million is like us spending 30 grand. Like they don't really care. Like I have how often do you check your bank account?
Every day.
So billionaires, they check their bank account like 3 times a year.
That's because they have people that check them every day. And I'll bet you there's billionaires that check them every day.
So,
and if you don't check your bank accounts every day, you're foolish. Why? Because if you're going to get ripped off, wouldn't you want to know the second it happened? Especially if you're a billionaire. You could be ripped off 2 million at a time and never even notice.
but like you said, they have somebody that
I know,
that
but
takes care of that.
if you open up your bank account and it says, $50,537,000, and the next day you know that you didn't spend $30 million, and you woke up the next day, looked, and now it's 20, you're going to go, where'd that money go?
But don't you feel like there's different levels though? Like when you have so much money, you don't really have to look at your bank account every day.
Well, I will.
Like this.
I want to know every day my balance, and not just bank accounts. I'm talking about, your portfolios, all the numbers. I look at the numbers every day. Cash balances.
You know what a really wealthy friend told me? He's like, when I go buy a house, I don't have to check my bank account. Like I just send the wire, and he's like, $32 million. Boom, there's a wire.
Does he have a nice butt?
I don't know.
Yeah. In other words, who cares? I don't have that much money, bro. Even if I had that much money, I'd still look at it. What I think he means is I don't have to check prices. Like, in other words, like if you told me, hey, Brad, you want my Rolls Royce? You want the Cullinan? I'm getting something else. And you said, just give me $100,000. I don't have to look at my bank account to wire you that money either.
Yeah.
But tomorrow morning, I'd still look at my bank account, and guess what? I wouldn't be surprised if I saw it $100,000 less.
But you're wasting like 10 minutes.
I don't care. I got plenty of time.
Like, what if you use those 10 minutes to like do other things?
Such as?
Put your promote, prospect, make a phone call.
Well, I guess.
Because
I couldn't argue that if I put more time into something, I'd get more results. But bro, I'm not one of those obsessed. Every minute better be spent perfectly.
Yeah, because I mean, if you
play Call of Duty,
Yeah, I don't play video games.
Yeah, I play video games. Now, see, that's what I mean. Like, dude, I fuck off and still succeed. I'm the reason everybody that talks that kind of shit, I prove wrong. Like Andy says, you need a 6-pack or you'll never be successful. Well, how's that possible? That ain't true. Well, you can't screw around or you won't get rich. You won't get successful. That ain't true. None of that shit's true. It means it's if they said it better, it would make more sense. Like, dude, with a 6-pack, you'll be more confident, make more money, and probably have higher quality life all around. True. But you can't be successful if you don't have a 6-pack. Bullshit. You can't be successful if you play video games. Bullshit. You can't be successful if you're not freaking focused every day on the right things. Bullshit. You can be successful because you're talented. You can be successful because you're lucky. You can be successful because you have the right friends and family. You can be successful for all kinds of reasons. And there's a million ways to do it. And there's no, absolutes. But would it help in some cases? Yes. So what they mean is that, and I know that's what they mean, and I agree with them in theory, but I always like to debate them because they make them so absolute. Like you're talking about, couldn't you have spent 10 minutes doing something else? Well, technically, yes, that is true. But dude, it's 10 minutes to look at your bank balances.
I mean,
and here as your life-changing advisor, I'm going to advise you to look at your bank accounts. Your cash balances. You can look at a spreadsheet from an accountant, but I look at the account itself. I log in and look.
Yeah.
And it only takes a few minutes. I don't have a million bank accounts. And I'm sure the bigger you get, the harder it is, but, if you can, I would highly suggest anybody wakes up every morning, you look at your cash balances, you look at your bank account. Most people don't want to do it because there's nothing in there. I'd do it anyway. I'd want to see that there's $47 in my checking account and $137 in my savings account. And that's my only 2 accounts. I'd want to see that every day as a reminder to get your fat ass up and start moving. Get off the fucking video games. And if I only had that in my bank accounts, I wouldn't be playing video games. That's for damn sure. But I'd still be checking my bank accounts. So you'll never convince me not to check them, only because whether they're good or bad, I want to see. And I want to see it every day for motivation. I want to see it every day to know exactly what I have. I want to see it to see if anyone's stealing or if there's something wrong. There's scams going on. Don't you know the whole world just lost their social security card supposedly?
Yeah.
And by the way, when someone warned me, hey, everyone just got their social security. Everyone was freaking out. I looked at them. I said, dude, who gives a shit? You want my social security number? I'll give you my social security number. What do you want me to do? You want my social security number? Who gives a rat's ass? 540-069-049.
That's your social?
Yeah.
You just said it on social media.
Yeah, write it down. Take it.
Say it again.
540-06-9049.
Somebody's gonna run it right now. What's your
Good.
date of birth?
What are you gonna do?
What's your date of birth?
I ain't saying all that, but you can Google me and find out that. Of course, some Google searches says my birthday's in February, which it is not.
But can you believe 10 minutes?
But my point is
10 minutes times 365. How much is that? What's that math? 365 times 10 minutes. 365,000. Well,
no, it is not, dude. I hope you ain't your accountant. 10 times 365, you add a 0 to 365. It's 3,650.
Divide that by 60. What is that?
Probably about 60 hours, 600 hours.
So you're spending 600. You're spending 600 hours.
3,006. Huh?
How much?
3,650.
No, 3,650 divided by 60. It's 5 something. 60 hours.
So you're spending 60 hours.
60
so
hours.
that's like 3 days that you're spending just looking at your bank account, where you could have 3 extra days of work.
No, I don't need any more work. I'm looking to do less work. You can get up 2 hours early every day, and you'll have an extra year or an extra month in the year.
Yeah.
Why don't you do that? Why don't you get up earlier?
Well, how many hours do you sleep?
How often do you spend drinking?
Drinking is
You're drinking at least an hour a day. I see your social media. You always got fucking champagne in your hand.
Yeah, but I could be having a beer here as I do the podcast. I'm not stopping my activities.
What do you mean?
Yeah, like if I'm having a beer here while we're doing the podcast, I'm not like stopping. Like when you play video games, you're stopping money-making activities. When you have like a glass of champagne, you're not stopping the activity. You're still doing it.
Oh, so you're saying stay productive.
Yeah.
So from now on, if I witness you and you're not being productive, can I bust your balls?
Of course.
All right, good. So back to your accusation that I could be bigger than I am.
Mm-hmm. That's not an accusation.
What should I be doing?
I think you should be going live more often, but I saw you that you're going live now. You've been going live more.
No, just once
frequent.
a week. I started a new show called Brad Vice, which is my advice.
How is that doing?
It's doing well. People like it. People love it, actually. A lot of good feedback. But it's every Thursday. Whatever you want me to do it every day, I could.
Well, like I see you also like.
But see, when you go live, you're driving sales.
Yeah.
When I go live, I'm not selling anything.
You're not.
No.
Well, that's how you could monetize it.
Right. Yeah. There's things I could do to make more money if that's what you're saying. For sure. For sure. Dude, people offer me coaching money all the time. And I'm like, nah, you can join the weekly calls. But again, if someone really wants me to coach, it's 100,000 or more, maybe.
So 100,000.
Because dude, I value my time. I don't want to spend a week listening to you whine about, because 9 times out of 10, every time I've heard coaching calls, they're like, I'm trying to figure this out. I'm trying to figure that out. I'm trying to figure this out, which is smart of them to do. I highly advise coaching. Accelerate, get in there, let someone else help you figure it out. Why figure it out for yourself? But at the end of the day, it takes your time. So my time, I could help you blow up your business, or I could go hang out with my kids on the beach and create memories. What do you think I prefer?
Family memories, yeah.
Memories, because guess what? Dude, I can always make more money. And not only that, I'm making enough money anyway Like I'm doing okay. So at the end of the day, I want to make memories with my family because my kids are small and I want them to grow up and be, you're never getting that back. So again, I could literally say, dude, spending time on the beach, I could be making money. Yeah, but when's enough, dude?
Well, speaking of that, now you said you're making more money than ever?
Every day I get better looking and every day I make more money.
Every day you're making $100K a day?
More, but yeah.
More?
That's
100K a day?
That's just one thing, Albert. What do you think? I just have one thing?
No, I didn't say that.
I know, but you're going on what I told you the other day. But that's not all I make, bro.
Yeah. I mean, that's pretty good, $100K a day.
Yeah, not bad.
So you're making more money now than ever. Is it because of you've gotten more known?
100%.
So shouldn't everybody right now focus on getting more known then?
100%. 100%.
But if you're a billionaire,
in fact,
billionaires
I'm about to give them a link to a thing I'm doing because I'm teaching people how to do it for free, how to get known. But it's harder than people think it is. You can't just say, I want to be known, and all of a sudden you're known. It takes work, and most people won't do it. As you know, most people won't do what you did.
Why not?
I don't know. I can't figure it out because they don't believe.
But you don't feel like you have to be polarizing?
No, you don't have to be. Am I polarizing?
Yeah.
I am?
Yeah.
I don't see how. What do I say?
Controversial shit?
What do I say? Like, give me an example.
Like when you were talking about going to the restroom, how you wouldn't let your daughters go to the restroom by themselves if they allow, if they make it a bathroom for men and women, that they could share the same bathroom, or I don't know. You said something like that. And that was pretty
How's that controversial? Every man on planet Earth who's an actual man would say the same thing.
Yeah, but it's controversial. People are scared of saying that. It's kind of like me just being me. Like, I don't care if people make fun of me or criticize me. But like you told me, like, hey, just go out there and work on your personal brand, start your event. And
yeah, but you did the work, bro. Most people aren't going to do it.
But why do you think they won't do it?
Ultimately, I believe it's because deep down, subconsciously, they don't feel that they're worth the result that will happen. And so they subconsciously make decisions and procrastinate and choose things that will keep them from doing it, because if they do it, they'll be successful, and they deep down don't think they deserve to be successful.
Because it's hard, right?
No, because they're lying, cheating people. Well, like we all lie and cheat ourselves our whole lives. And subconsciously we start to record that and we start to realize, and what you're really scared of is when you're subconsciously in belief that you don't deserve success, and then you won't build a personal brand, you won't get coaching, you won't get into sales, you won't quit your stupid salary job, you won't do things. Why? Because deep down you don't think you deserve that. Why do you put up with abusive relationships? Not you, but people.
Because you don't feel you're good enough.
It's because they don't think that they'll be able to replace this dipshit. So again, you got a bad relationship right now in your life, and you're sitting there complaining about it, and you're complaining to everyone around you that, man, so-and-so treats me badly, and you're the one allowing it. It's like, dude, it's because deep down you don't think you deserve any better. Yeah. And if you thought you deserved better, then all you do is boot out the idiot that's treating you badly. Yeah. And guess what? That's what most people should do. And then most people would be mad that I said that. You know, people want to kill me because their girl left them. Yeah. Well, why did your girl leave you? Well, because I was treating her like shit, and you told her that she could leave. You gave her permission to leave. Well, why did she need my permission is the question. Because deep down, she doesn't feel like she deserves a better relationship. Yeah. She doesn't think in her head that she's going to be able to get a better person. You know, whether it's a bigger whang, or whether it's more money, or whether it's as good looking, or whatever keeps them there. Like, oh, I'm never going to find anybody that'll put up with my kids. You know, now I got kids. He's a good man. He puts up with my kids. I know he beats me and treats me like shit, but he's a good man. He takes care of my kids. Not many men will do that. Yes, there's a lot of men that would do that. Okay. Yeah, but you know, there's not a lot of men that'll do this. Yeah, trust me. Yeah. There's other people out there in the world that will treat you better and take care of you better and love you better. You just don't think you deserve it, or you don't think it's possible, which is either way a limitation. It's a scarcity mindset. So that's why I don't think people will build a personal brand, because they don't think they deserve it. And quite frankly, you're never going to outperform your own self-image.
Yeah. But Brad,
you want to raise your net worth, raise your self-worth.
Yeah. And that's a bomb right there. Press the button. But you know what separates the Brad Lees and the average people?
Execution. Yeah,
but also not quitting. Because if you have courage and you don't quit, you can't fail. 2017, me and you are at Sushiya. You have one of your videographers back then. Sushiya, the sushi restaurant, yeah, across the street from next to my office.
Wow.
But I used to live across the street in that high rise. Remember? Mm-hmm. So 2017, I almost went out of business. So nobody knows this, but like my account is like positive one day, flat one day, negative one day. But I'm still paying the Ferrari 458. I'm paying the Rolls Royce Ghost that I had. And then I got the 488.
That's why your bank account was flat.
Yeah. But
if you didn't have those, dude, it wouldn't have went down.
Me and you were eating sushi across the street. We took the Rolls Royce, and it's a pre-owned Rolls Royce. It's a pre-owned 458 Italia. The 488 was new. I got it new. But the moral of this story is that I got those cars. I got the nice high rise. I have Italia, she's 1 year old, or half a year, and we're getting ready for the first driven event. So I'm putting all my money into the cars, the lifestyle, promoting it, and not kidding, man. We're there eating sushi, not expensive, and I'm like, shit, like I got to pay this bill. You don't know this, nobody knows this. I know this, but I'm running a mortgage company. I'm running a real estate company, and yes, I'm making like $1.8 million a year, but I'm spending more than that. So my credit's fucked up. All my cards are maxed out. I'm having the first driven event. And I said, the only thing that's going to save me is me forcing creativity. And creativity, what I mean by that is I got to go on lives. I got to promote. I got to start. I got to post stories. I'm here with Brad Lea. Look, we're having sushi, showing the Rolls Royce. And for me, like, those times where I'm literally battling heart attacks. Like, nobody knows this, but 2017, I almost went out of business. And I'm still I'm hustling to get money. I'm borrowing money and putting the first driven event together. I put that event together. I don't even have money to complete the event. So they're threatening, I'm going to cut the cords. We're going to cut the event. Elena Cardona is on stage, but I pivot. I figure it out. I just come up with this creative way of making more money, and it happens. And we get past that, and then we grow the next year. And then the next year, again, courage, take more risks, invest in bigger things. We grow again.
Who bought the dinner at Sushiya?
I think I did.
No, not if I was there.
Well,
nobody ever buys when I'm around.
I do.
Only because you sneak it.
Yeah.
Because you know my rule. Okay.
You don't split bills.
You don't split bills. So and 9 times out of 10, when I'm there, and I guarantee I paid the bill.
Well, hopefully you did that. Maybe you did that.
Someone asked me the other day, why do I do it? Are you trying to look cool? You trying to? No. I want to order like I want to order. And when you order, when you pay the bill, and I know you're paying the bill, I'm not going to order like I order. That's rude. But if I'm paying the bill, I'll order whatever the fuck I want. And I do.
You paid the bill yesterday, and I ordered 2 bottles.
I know you did. 2 bottles. 2. It was only $3.50. They must have been cheap bottles. But at the end of the day, I know that, and I know people do that. But at the end of the day,
but I didn't do it because I was trying to take advantage. I just wanted to drink.
Not only that, we're at a table where anyone could have paid the bill, and usually does. So it's nice when you hang around everybody who fights over the check anyway, because then you order like you want to, and you might not have to pay for it, which I've done before. Yeah. Where I order like I'm paying for it because I had the full intention of paying for it.
I should have ordered a better bottle.
You should have been ordering like you were paying for it.
Like Dom Perignon.
Did you order like you were paying for it?
Yeah.
Then you ordered what you wanted.
I don't have to get a $1,000 bottle when a $150 bottle is just as good.
Yeah, but again, to make my point, I order like I want to order, which I'm going to pay the bill.
Yeah.
So 99% of the time when I'm out, I'm paying the bill unless you rip it from me or sneak to the waiter without my knowledge because, and I don't care who's at the table. I don't care how many people are there. If I'm there, I'm paying the bill so I can order what I want. That is literally the only reason.
Yeah.
Because if I know someone's paying the bill or it's not on me, I'm just not a dick. I'm not going to freaking order like I order. Because I order excessively. I don't order what I want. I mean, like I'll order all the desserts. When people say dessert and I say yes, and they're like, and they hand me the menu and I'm like, bring them all.
Yeah.
They're like, you want them all? And I'm like, yeah, one of each.
But now you made a bet. You made a bet that you're going to have a 6-pack by November
17th.
November 17th. Yeah.
Yeah. So I damn near have one now though, bro. Trust me, man. See that? Look. You see them? Anybody see them? You see them?
What?
Right here?
And Andy Elliott said you're in bad.
Right there. They're right there, dude. All I got to do is a little bit.
Hey, Andy Elliott said you're in pretty bad shape.
I don't give a fuck what he says. Did you see that video you shared too?
Yeah. Which one?
She knows the one I'm talking about.
Which video?
Okay.
What's wrong with the video?
Don't worry about it. All I know is I ain't worried about what he says. Okay. He can have a 6-pack. Okay. Listen, by the way, I always tell people by the time I'm naked, it's too late. Okay.
Why?
By the time they see I don't have a 6-pack, they see what else I got and they're like, I don't care about no 6-pack. Besides that, they assume I'm probably going to need a little bit of weight to move that thing around. So at the end of the day, it's okay.
So what do you? so are you
hey,
saying
now we're getting off track? Hey, and by the way, we got 7 minutes. Let me ask you a question. Actually, we got 4 minutes. Let me ask you a question. What can the Bomb Squad, that's my listeners, what can they do for Albert to help Albert out? We like to help people.
Yeah.
See, my podcast, listen, if we're raising money, they go donate money. You're doing things that are good. People participate. Like my audience takes action.
Yeah.
We help people.
Yeah.
We take advantage of the opportunity we're listening to. I've cultivated an audience that understands execution is key. How can the Bomb Squad help Albert?
So would you agree with this? A leader, a mentor, a CEO that hasn't been tested cannot be trusted. Do you agree with that?
No.
So
only because, dude, like everyone has to start somewhere. So trusted for what though? But
business acumen, success for a decade.
Yeah, if you don't have any experience, how can you be trusted?
So somebody that has been driving nice cars and showing lifestyle for 3 years, you can't trust them.
3 years?
For 3 years, 5 years. You haven't really dealt with anything. You haven't been through ups and downs. Maybe you just started winning right now. So the reason why I say that is because there's a lot of business influencers out there that are charging people for coaching. So what my message to the Bomb Squad would be, hey, you know what? Like I started 21 years ago, self-employed in sales, being a mortgage guy that sold mortgages. But 12 years ago, I started my first business, and I battled going out of business at least 3 times. So I've gotten through those times, and I say that, hey, if you have 10 years, so this is a fact.
So what you're saying is you are battle tested.
If
you've got scars to prove it.
Yeah, but if you've been in business for over 10 years, the chances that you stay in business and continue to grow are 88% versus only 12% of going out of business. So what I have to say here is I like people that have been in business, operating, active for over a decade, because those people have a business acumen, a track record of success. So when I look at you, I'm like, yeah, no wonder why you're making more money than ever, because you haven't been in business for 10 years. You've been in business as a business owner for over 20 years. So you've been tested. So you could be trusted.
What you call a pimp, Mac Daddy, looking for the dollar.
Yeah, and you look younger than you did 10 years ago.
I don't think that's the case, but yes.
You have more white hairs, but you look younger.
No, I got more wrinkles too. Anyway, what can the Bomb Squad do for you?
Dude, just reach out, Google me, Albert Preciado, go to drivenacademy.com, and I have this mastermind that I'm doing where I teach people exactly that, business. So I have my private equity person there. I have Sil there. She is the operator of all our companies. We go over marketing, but one of the things that has really made a difference right now that we'll save it for another time is spending money on ads. Like the marketing agency that I told you about, we're spending money on ads now. And then there's like pixels that you install in the website.
See, I think you forget who tells you things, Albert. Because remember when you used to brag that you got all your business without spending any money?
Yeah. Well,
and what would I tell you?
To run ads.
I'm like, dude, you don't like when people brag that they're successful without needing to advertise. All they're telling me is they're not smart enough to advertise. Because you think, oh, I'm getting all this business not advertising. Well, how much more do you think you would get if you advertised?
Yeah, but
10 times more.
You give the advice, but that's why I was saying like you need to use your own advice too, because you could be spending $1 million a month in ads.
Well, I'm ramping it up. My problem was I couldn't find the people internally that I could hire, because most of the great marketing people, they're making all the money themselves. Yeah. They don't need a job.
Right.
So it's very difficult to find quality marketing people, but I've found them, and we are scaling up both Lightspeed. All my businesses
are they in-house?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they're I would say in-house / agency.
Kind of like what I did.
Well, not only that, but they have a few other high level customers, and that they had them before, but it was the only way I could make my deal. Yeah. So they're not going to take on more. They're just going to help me, and I'm going to grow their agency through me. So they're in-house in that way. Yes.
Do you use Hyros?
Yes.
Yeah. So like Hyros,
Hyros
high level
is analytics and reporting dashboard.
Yeah, but they feed the data so that you can target a better lead. So now what I'm getting is I'm getting more qualified leads because with the retargeting, all that stuff. So I learned a lot about that, like a lot about ads, marketing, sales, building your personal brand.
Well, you should have asked me a long time ago.
Well, I'm executing a little late, but it's better late than never. And
you're a late bloomer.
So that's what I teach in the masterminds.
How do you say late bloomer in Spanish?
How would you say it, Valeria? Late bloomer.
Like someone who matures later in life. Grower, not a shower.
Cabrón que se tardó.
That's your new nickname.
Cabrón que se tardó. Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I mean, like I said it in the beginning. I mentioned it, but like because of you, I've learned a lot. And I'm here. So like you really, like, even though you don't realize it, I think you motivate a lot of people by poking them. You're a very good poker.
Let me ask you this question, and then I'm going to be late for this thing. Tell the camera, okay, what being on Dropping Bombs did for you.
So I've been on Dropping Bombs, I don't know, like 5 times, and till today, people reach out. Like
so
today,
every time I drop the episode, your phones light up.
Yeah, they do. But there's a thing of being on podcasts, good ones, like Dropping Bombs. Dropping Bombs is one of the top podcasts out there in the world. And
you can tell by your phones light up when the episode hits.
But the cool thing is that it lasts forever. So for example, I still get people that reach out to me and they say, hey, Albert, so there's this guy. He's coming this Saturday to my mastermind in my office, right? Guess where he's from? Take a wild guess. What country?
Bangladesh.
He's from Norway in Europe. So he's from Norway. He paid $7,500. He's going to end up paying $30,000 for my inner circle. And he's going to end up probably being an investor for Driven who's going to probably spend 6 figures with me. His name is Jan. He's going to watch this for sure. He's flying in from Norway this Saturday.
How did he hear about you?
He said, hey, Albert, I heard about you on Dropping Bombs. I saw the episode Dropping Bombs with you and Brad Lea. I follow Brad Lea. I saw you on Dropping Bombs. I started following you. I like what you do. You're a business guy.
So in a nutshell, being on Dropping Bombs definitely helped your personal brand and your business?
Dropping Bombs made my personal brand. Dropping Bombs. Like I can't say anything
folks,
else.
Huh? Come on now.
Like if I wouldn't have been on Dropping Bombs, I definitely wouldn't be where I am today.
Folks, let's leave it at that.
And again, if I didn't spend those 50 G's when I came here the first time, which is all I had. But again, I was courageous to spend the money that I had.
You didn't spend 50 G's to get on dropping bombs. You spent it with one of my companies, which allowed you around me, which made me talk to you, and then I invited you.
Yeah, because you like me.
So, folks, if you guys want to be on Dropping Bombs, go to droppingbombs.com and apply to be a guest. I'd be happy to invite some more people with powerful stories like Albert's and help you blow up your brand and business. Now, again, can't promise I'll put you on, but apply. You never know. And by the way, if you have no confidence in yourself, well, then don't apply. But anyway, Albert, appreciate you coming up. Hopefully, guys, you guys will go follow Albert, go take advantage of some of his products and services, share this podcast out with others to inspire others, and until next time, keep it real.